Let me show you my tips for using camera on a Samsung Galaxy S25. So first of all, we need to open our camera. Then if we enter photo mode, let's focus on that first. We'll be able to adjust different settings. First thing you will see on the top right here is the option to change the camera pixels. So you can go a bit higher with that to increase your quality of that photos. Then we can click on the four dots to open more settings of our camera. We can also find a few of the options right here that are available on the top. And let's go from the left and skip the settings as I will show you that in the later stages of that video. But anyway, we have a camera flash. You can enable or disable it. Then there's the timer, which allows you to add a timer to your photos before they are taken. There's the aspect ratio of your photos, so you can take more, you can capture more things in one photo or just focus on one specific thing. Then there's the camera pixels that we've already covered. Motion photos allows you to basically take something like a GIF. It won't be saved as a GIF necessarily, but it will, when you take that photo of something moving, then you will see a quick animation of that movement. Exposure allows you to change the exposure as a brightness of your photos, and then we have the filters, like not the exposure again. We have the filters for that we can use. I prefer to just disable it, to be honest, as I don't like any filters on my photos. There's also face detection and beautify and other stuff. I prefer to also disable that. If you want, you can experiment with that. I just don't like it, and it makes photos just worse for me. So we have that things covered here. Let's move to the settings, and in the settings there's a few things that you can try. First is intelligent optimization right here that you can go on a maximum with, and this will basically adjust your photos and their quality and optimize it. And you can also go with a scene optimizer, which automatically optimizes the color and contrast of your pictures to make dark scenes look brighter, food look tastier, and the landscape look more vivid. And honestly, right here, I just prefer to again go with less of the options. I prefer to disable anything that messes around with my photos. Of course, you can try it if you like. It's just my opinion, and I prefer to make photos on my own and then maybe adjust them again in the Photoshop or just a phone editor. Next is the pictures, and here we can add watermark. We can also customize behavior of our shutter to take a burst shot or create a GIF files if we like. And it applies when you scroll down your shutter button when taking a photo. Just swipe it down like that. I will show you that in a moment. Then there's save selfies as previewed. It's camera mirroring for selfies. If you prefer to see them as they are, then you can disable enable that function. And then there's something for videos, but I'll be covering here more about taking photos than recording videos. And we have almost everything. Last thing right here, which is weird and I hate it in basically any device, is vibration feedback, as it's basically pointless to have vibrations for your camera, and I prefer to just disable it, as it makes your phone vibrate when you take a photo, and it may distort and blur your photos a bit. So just disable this function. Is very important. Just disable it. Okay, so we have that covered, and now we can check the modes. So you have the standard portrait, video, photo mode we already covered, and in more you can find additional settings. So there's a pro mode, which allows you to adjust the settings for your camera where you cannot find anywhere else. There's pro video also, which is pretty nice, and night mode if you want to take photos during night, food mode if you want to photograph food, panorama, slow motion, and etc. And let's open a pro mode real quick so I can show you the features, as this is underrated, the pro mode on any device. People need to start using it. So first thing, we have the ISO on the left. It allows you to adjust the brightness of your photos, and you can adjust it. I'm just going to show you a real tip from me. Actually, if you go for manual, I prefer to set it to 50. And of course, this depends on the situation of what you want to photograph. And for me, I like to photograph the miniatures. So let me bring one. I have a miniature right here, and if I want to photograph it, I prefer to go for the ISO. It won't be any moving photo. I will put my phone so it's stable and then just take that photo and etc. So that is how I'm using the Pro mode, and that is just my tip from me. So as I covered the ISO, just set it to 50, then we can move to the shutter speed. What it does, it allows you to open your camera shutter after you take a photo, and then it will remain open for the time that is visible right here. And the more you go to the right, then more brightness you will see on your photos, and you can go up to 30, which will make your brightness of that photos very high, but at the same time your shutter will remain open for 30 seconds, and you will need to keep your phone as stable as possible, otherwise those photos will be very blurry. That's what I meant when I disabled vibrations for the camera. So right here I'm gonna go, depending on the light of my photos, I'm gonna go with something like 120. Then there's the EV evaluation, and to use it you'll need to use auto settings for shutter speed. So I'm gonna skip the EV. It also adjusts your brightness. Then we can change the focus. You can use manual focus if you like, multi-focus if you try to photograph many objects or want to focus on more areas of a landscape, or center if you want to make a photo of something very specific. So I'm gonna go with the center, and then white balance. I'm just using the auto settings as I prefer it that way. You can adjust it manually if you like. Then we can increase the camera megapixels and try to capture a photo. So this won't be a great photo as I don't have a proper light, but let me capture that photo and I will show you that in a moment. As you can see, right now it's too bright, so I'm just going to turn it down a bit with the shutter speed, and then we try to capture it. And here we have it. The photos with the Pro mode, if you make that camera more stable, are looking, they will look much better. So I recommend to use and at least try using that mode if you like. And that would be everything for my tricks and maybe tips for that camera on Samsung Galaxy S25. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.